Yeah, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? What's going on? So I just got done watching the final press conference for Vasily Lomachenko versus TEOFIMO Lopez unification match going down this Saturday, October 17th. One of the biggest fights of the year, man. One of the best fights that could be made in boxing. You got two of the best guys in the division. You got Vasily Lomachenko, who is a top 3 pound for pound guy in the sport of boxing, who was ranked the #1 fighter in the division, the #1 champion at 135 pounds. And you got TEOFIMO Lopez, who holds the IBF belt, which, you know, I believe in my personal opinion, the IBF belt is the most respectable sanctioning body in boxing. Only one champion, you know, no super champions, no franchise champions, no bullshit, just only one real champion. Multiple people in the same division can't claim IBF champion. It's only one. So, you know what I'm saying? TEOFIMO Lopez got it out the mud, beat Richard Comey, you know, in fantastic fashion, and he became the IBF champion at a young age, only 13 fights in, you dig what I'm saying? So, man, it's a beautiful thing. This is a great matchup. Vasily Lomachenko is obviously a favorite. I think it's a clear 50-50 fight, but I think, you know, Vasily Lomachenko deserves to be the favorite. If you look at the work that he done put in, look at everything that he done up until this point, beat Nicholas Walters, you know, beat Guillermo Rigondeaux. He beat Gary Russell Jr., probably the best win on his resume. And he's done so much in a short time as a professional. And he did take a L to Orlando Salido. You know, Orlando Salido went out there and done a good job to get a victory over Vasily Lomachenko. And I think he learned a lot from that fight. That was a tough matchup for him in his second fight. A very tough, rugged, and strong guy. And it was just too much for him at the time. But I think he learned a lot from that fight. And here we are today. Vasily Lomachenko is better than ever. Up at his third weight class, I believe. I think he started out at, this may be his fourth, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, it's his third, because he started out at 26, then 30, now he's at 35. And he's stepping up in competition every time. Every time he does go up to competition, he impresses me even more. He continues to shine. He continues to be great. So this is a great fight, man. I'm so excited for this fight. This is one of my favorite matchups of the year, one of my favorite matchups in the last few years. But what I really wanted to talk about in this video is TEOFIMO Lopez and the fact that I think that this is a win-win situation for him. You know, he goes into this fight a young guy. Not too many people believe that he's ready for a fight of this caliber, of this magnitude, versus a fighter like Lomachenko, who is one of the best that we've ever seen when you just break it down, skill for skill, talent for talent, athletic ability. When you just break it down from a skill set and just a pure boxing ability standpoint, he's definitely one of the better fighters that we've ever seen. And you know, TEOFIMO Lopez is going up against this guy, man. And, you know, his dad really, to be honest with you, seemed like he talked TEOFIMO Lopez into this fight. It seemed like TEOFIMO Lopez daddy want to fight Lomachenko more than Lopez does. But credit to him, he's promoted his son and trained his son and helped him get to this point in his career to be able to get in position to fight a guy like Lomachenko for a unification, you know? And TEOFIMO Lopez, man, like I said, this is a win-win situation because he's so early in his career. If he goes out there, think about it, if he goes out there and gets a dub. He goes out there, he wins this fight, he's probably top 3 pound for pound, top 5 pound for pound at least, just off of the strength of beating Lomachenko. And if he's able to do it convincingly in great fashion and dominant fashion, he's going to be top 5 pound for pound. They might even put him in the top 3 just off of the strength of that, just off of the strength of him being a 2-time champion, doing it at an early age, beating Vasyl Lomachenko, who everybody touts as the number 1, number 2, number 3 pound for pound fighter in the world, an all-time great already with only, with a record of 14-1. He's already considered an all-time great by, ESPN and those guys. You know what I mean? But for him to be able to do that would speak volumes, and I think that'll elevate him, to an extremely high level. And, he becomes unified champion. They're trying to call this fight Undisputed, which, the WBC is a load of crap, honestly. I mean, if you're gonna create a make-believe belt, if you're gonna make a franchise belt, then they should have just let Lomachenko keep the regular belt. Like, if you want to call him a franchise champion, you should have just let him be franchise champion, but let him keep the belt. That way we don't even have no discrepancies. Now it's like, if TEOFIMO Lopez win and he's franchise champion as well, he never even touched the regular WBC belt. So it's like, what the fuck? This shit don't even make no sense. But let me stay on topic here. So he becomes unified. I'm gonna just say unified champion because that's facts. We know for sure he's gonna have the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO belt. So that's facts. So he's gonna be unified champion at a very young age. He's gonna be on a short list of fighters that have held 3 belts at 135 pounds, and he might be the youngest unified champion at 135. I don't know, but he might be. And he'll be top 5 pound for pound. I think he'll immediately go up to 140. So he's gonna go to 140 with a lot of notoriety, a pound for pound fighter coming off the biggest win of his career. He might win fighter of the year off the strength of this win. And, he'll go to 140 and immediately be in position to compete for a championship just off of his name, just off of his track record. And he would have already, in such a short amount of time, would have carved a great legacy for himself and, set himself up for a very, very solid future and great opportunities to come in the sport of boxing. That's what he has to gain. And I mean, there's even a lot more to that I'm not even mentioning right now. Things that, opportunities that might come that we're not even, that's not even on anybody's mind right now, because you really never know what the future gonna hold. But I think this fight, a win in this fight, would unlock so many opportunities for TEOFIMO Lopez. Now, let's say he goes out there, he takes an L. Small potatoes. You lost to a guy who everybody views as a top 3 pound for pound fighter. You lost to a guy that a lot of people, when I look at predictions, most of the people picking Lomachenko, and for, like I said, on my prediction, I picked Lomachenko. But I think TEOFIMO Lopez has every shot at winning this fight. I think this is a 50-50 fight. You got to pick some down body. And I think Vasyl Lomachenko, with the experience edge, with the skill edge, and I just think he's a more prepared fighter for this moment right now. But like I said, TEOFIMO Lopez can win this fight, but if he loses, you lost to the favorite. You lost against one of the greatest fighters in the sport of boxing. And it's a learning experience as well. You leave 135, you take that learning experience, everything that you learned from the fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, you take that up to 140, and it makes you a better fighter. It makes you a more dangerous fighter. It makes you a more hungry fighter because you done took an L, you tasted defeat, and you done it at such an early age, such an early point in your career, that is really nothing but room to grow from here. And if he goes up to 140, becomes a 2-time champion and a 2-division champion, and he gets some big victories up at 140, man, and, the sky's the limit from there. He's going to be a better, stronger, more experienced fighter, a smarter fighter, more wise fighter. And, that's only going to allow him more room to grow, more things that he can work on. And I think he would become a sharper fighter if he took a L to Lomachenko right now. I don't think this as far as his boxing ability, I don't think this would break him. You know, I think this would actually make him a much better fighter if he were to take a L in this fight, you know. And, you know, if he handles that, it's all about how you handle defeat as well. If he can handle defeat with grace and with honor, and you know, he goes back to the drawing board and dedicates himself to his craft and gets back in that gym, man, and just stays focused and works on his game, you know, like I said, the sky's gonna be the limit for him. So this is gonna be a great fight, and I think Teofimo Lopez is in a win-win situation. So to be honest with you, all the pressure is on Vasyl Lomachenko. I made a video of a couple of months back where I said with Teofimo Lopez asking for this extra money, this put pressure on him. But as time passes, that really don't stick that much anymore. I initially said that the pressure was on Vasyl Lomachenko, and Teofimo with those antics kind of put more of the pressure on him. But honestly, I think more of the pressure is on Vasyl Lomachenko, which I think Vasyl can handle that pressure. I think he's equipped and he's poised enough to handle that. But I really believe that the pressure is really on Vasyl Lomachenko because, you know, like I said, win or lose, Teofimo Lopez will come out of this a winner and a better fighter. And, you know, one thing that I'm concerned with Teofimo Lopez is, I mentioned in my prediction video, his corner. His corner seems unstable to me. His father, I don't know. Like I said, maybe Teofimo Lopez responds to those things. I mean, he's been trained by his father his whole life. That's who got him to the point that he's at today. But when I watched the press conference and I watched the clip that they played from the Blood, Sweat, and Tears joint, and he was crying about his relationship with his father. I don't know, man. And he was talking about how he wishes his father was more of his father and not just his coach, you know, because he said the way he was talking is like his dad got caught up in this boxing world. You know, every time you see Teofimo Lopez's father, he's, you know, he going crazy. He talking, he worse than Angel Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He just talking off the handle, going crazy. And it seemed like, you know, like Teofimo Lopez said, look, you know, I'm always have his back. But it seemed like his daddy always put him in a position where he got to have his back. Like, now I got to go out there and back up whatever my daddy said, you know. And who knows if Teofimo Lopez is actually ready for this fight right now. And did his daddy just put him in this position too early and he not ready? Who knows? You know, that's one of my biggest concerns with Teofimo Lopez. You know, is he going to be poised enough to handle a moment like this in there with a fighter like Lomachenko, who, if you look at Lomachenko at the press conference, he was poised, you know, focused, you know, straight up and down, like, shit, it is what it is. Now, Teofimo Lopez did look relaxed and calm and happy, you know, looked like he making the weight good, and, you know, all those are great signs. So, you know, I'm just excited to see how this unfolds. I think there's a lot of different elements and levels to this fight that you can peel back and you know, break down and nitpick at. But man, this is gonna be an exciting matchup, and I'm ready to see who's gonna come out on top. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. If y'all watched the press conference, what did y'all think? Did y'all see anything that swayed your opinion on or prediction of this fight? Did you see anything that's significant that we should discuss? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.